We're going live.
Hey,
I hope you got
after
more
week one, I was like, this is our year. You know?
I say that every year, though, dude. Come on. Ooh, that was an extended version. I didn't know you had the extended version.
Yeah, I didn't know there was an extended version. Welcome to Clickbait Sports. I'm going to temporarily host because Scooter is in the midst of a hurricane. What's the weather like down there in sunny Florida right now? Well, not so sunny Florida.
Listen, it was just sunny, but we're supposed to literally get hit around. A bad band is supposed to be coming in around this time. So be in prayer. But so far, so good for Central Florida.
I'll bring out Jeebus for you.
We'll see how it extends to the rest of Florida. Please definitely keep the west coast of Florida in your prayers because the storm surge is expected to be wild. So
is it Cat 4? Because they were expecting it to be Cat 4.
Yeah, they were expecting it to be Cat 4 on landfall. I think it's at a Category 3 right now, but my gosh.
He said he was going to get hit by a bad band, so Hurricane Nickelback is swooping in on Florida right now.
Something is happening.
What are you guys doing? Like, what are we doing? We have a show, and we're going to determine who the worst team in the NFL or worst division. I'm sorry, who the worst division in the NFL is. Sorry, I'm old. I got the old excuse. You guys are
This is supposed to be a professional show, and you're messing up the title.
This is not a professional show. We have never even pretended to be professionals.
Oh, hey, we had like 3 weeks where we were pretending, okay? Remember, we were supposed to change everything. Look how well that turned out.
Remember that improv game we played that one time?
Yeah, we played Dungeons and Dragons.
That was fun.
We did do Dungeons and Dragons. That was really fun.
My favorite part was when Scooter tried to change the rules of the game and still screwed himself in the process.
Listen, in life and in Dungeons and Dragons, you need to take chances. That's all I'm saying.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Whoa.
Jordan, what are you doing, man?
Jordan.
This is rent money, please. I got to bring out the Jeebus. I need Jeebus.
Jordan, I appreciate you,
brother. Stop,
Jordan,
please.
If this is your first time watching Clickbait, whoever has the most money at the end gets punished. Clearly, right now, Tree is in the lead. Who was not in the lead though during their game? That would be the Dallas Cowboys. So why don't we just start there?
I was getting
to
that.
And get everything out of your system now. I don't want to hear anything after this segment. Say what you need to say right now.
5.
Everyone's looking at me. I don't really need to say anything. I only have 3 letters. LOL. That was very funny. And okay. Thanks for the confirmation there, Grossi. What is going on with your team? Like, I thought you guys were all in. Like, I thought you guys were gonna, make that big push towards the season. You're 1-2 to start, and you're facing a very hungry Giants team coming off their first win, by the way. And I love this next super chat. Perna wasn't able to make the show. Literally, that is Perna, and he's giving me $1.99. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you.
Nice.
What kind of punishment should I have to do for $1.99?
Dealing with this hangover by Bo Nix actually looking like a good quarterback, so it's understandable.
The Cowboys are banged up, and if there was ever an opportunity for the Giants to even have hope that they could win, it would be tonight. But I know how my life is, and I know that I'm just like I'm probably not a good person. So they'll probably find some awful way to lose, but I'm gonna huff that hopium for the next 3 hours. Yeah, I got 3 hours and 10 minutes. Yeah. And by the way, are you streaming tonight, Scooter?
I will be streaming the game if I have internet access.
Okay.
Yes.
I will be also streaming on Main tonight on 5 Points Vids. Solo for a little while. Yes. Tree might
this
pop
guy,
in for
this
a little
guy's going to
while.
be a VIP. Like I'm hoping this guy wins. Unironically.
There's going to be some horrible commentary.
I need laughter.
What the
A lot
heck?
of dead air.
Hey,
What else do you guys want to say about the
sadness.
Cowboys so we can move
Just
on
go ahead and pass it around
to some other games?
I play Scooter and I play 5. And I mean, I'm going to be quite frank here. Do you have anything resembling tree? You've been getting wrecked by the Ravens, the Saints. I think you got hit pretty hard in week 1.
Week 1, they actually won against the Browns. It's the only team that the Giants have beaten too.
Yeah, we beat the Browns. Like, don't brag. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's my problem. It's like you have issues in your offensive line. You don't have a running game of your own. You can't run block for whatever reason. You don't have a wide receiver too. My question is, you have a lot of holes, and how do you even start trying to fix them?
Okay. I've heard your request. I will respond after Tom goes. Go ahead, Tom. Let me have it.
I mean, at least you came back. You know, that was good. There was a little, first recovered onside kick of the season, making history.
No one's talking about the comeback.
I'm going to say asterisk. That's the Ravens. They do that every
Ravens,
single
that's
week,
100%
though.
the Ravens.
Come on. That's why I'm angry with them.
But at the same time, man, I feel like it's just my concerns for the Cowboys heading into the season is they didn't do anything that would put them over the top, in my opinion, from where they were last year. They're a very good regular season team, and then Packers. So I felt heading into this, okay, they're going to have a good regular season again. And then, when it comes to playoffs, I expected just kind of the same old story. The problem is that if that defense continues to look as bad as it does, and let's be very honest, even if they beat the Giants, which I think they're gonna, but if they beat the Giants, I don't think there's anything to write home about. I don't think Scooter's going to be like, oh man, rah, rah, we beat the Giants. Sorry, 5, but it's not the most impressive feat in the world. Like, this is a game that you should win. And the fact that there's any doubt casted on it is not the best of looks.
Jordan.
Okay. So let me start.
Wait. Oh, go ahead. No, you can go. You
have anything else, 5? Anything else you want to say? Get it in now.
No, I was going to provide thoughtful analysis on how the Cowboys can beat the Giants, but you probably have some words of wisdom.
Sure. So let's start with this Ravens game. Okay. I will not lie. Tree, everything you said is correct. We don't have a wide receiver 2 right now. They are just not getting separation. And then this is getting reflected back on Dak. Everyone's saying Dak is bad. But if you look at the routes, who's open? You can only throw the ball to receivers who are open, and eventually teams are going to learn to key in on CD. What else doesn't help is the fact that we do not have a running game. You are absolutely correct in that. We're starting 2 rookies on our O-line right now. They're figuring it out on the job currently. So my thing is, literally I got a phone call during the game from Tom asking me what was going wrong. We used to look good. And I did some research. At the time, I told him it was the defensive tackles. Mm-hmm. At that time, I was 100% correct. We have the 3 worst graded defensive tackles in the league. Literally, the last 3 all play for the Dallas Cowboys. You combine that with subpar safety play, our defense is getting cut up and diced like an afternoon meal. It's just terrible. What can we do? We can go out and get a defensive tackle. And I believe if we have any type of faltering in this game with the run defense, you will see us make a move for a defensive tackle. We should have signed the DT that went to Seattle. We offered him the same price, but he wanted to go with Seattle. So honestly, until we shore up our defensive line, we are going to continuously get gashed. And it behooves the Giants not to run the ball all night long. I would not put this in Daniel Jones' hands whatsoever. Maybe Malik Neighbors' hands, because I might be starting him in fantasy. 5, is that a good idea or bad idea? You let me know.
Still limited impact.
Malik Neighbors is a must start for the rest of the year. Like, he is our offense. He is our CD Lamb. We don't have, like, that's the big question tonight is, can a Darius Slayton, can Wandarius Toney step up as the number 2 or 3 receiver? Because we really don't have any options. Our entire offense is based on Malik Neighbors. Here's what you got to worry about is Devin Singletary. He's fumbled and lost it twice, but he's actually running very effectively. He ran very well against the Browns. He looked good against the Commanders at times. You guys got to be worried about that. On the other hand, so here's 2 things in the trenches. You don't have a running game. The Giants, that's the only thing we can do is stop the run. We have Dexter Lawrence in the middle, and he is a big space eater, and he's going to stop whoever you have back there, like 87-year-old Ezekiel Elliott. So that's going to be a problem for you. Dak's going to have to drop back and throw, and the Giants are going to be in a two deep shell. Now, the one thing that you can do is move the ball between the 20s.
I'm sorry.
But once you get down there,
you got that tree, not me.
Sorry.
Once you get down there really close, the Giants start to clamp up. Not clam up, clamp up. It's going to be an interesting game. Now, last year, you guys beat us what? What was the total? 90 to maybe 4 points we scored the whole time against you. I'm just hoping that we hang with y'all. We make it interesting. And if we get a couple breaks, if some bounces go our way, we could contend to pull off the upset. And Tom is right. It would be an upset if the Giants won. We would probably not play the Saints or the Ravens as well as you guys did. You got blown out by the Saints, but we would not play the Ravens that well.
Let me tell you something.
By comparing apples to oranges, I don't know. The Giants probably still suck.
Let me tell you something.
Daniels.
We are not afraid of the Giants. Someone clip this immediately. We are not afraid of the New York Giants. There's nothing to be afraid of. Even Malik Neighbors, we do not fear him whatsoever. The Giants are maybe the 3rd worst team in the NFL. If the Giants beat us, then we deserve all the ridicule. Post me saying this, clip this, post it to me for the next week on Twitter.
Oh, don't worry, I'm ready for it.
We deserve all the ridicule. If this is what Alden looks like, us losing to the Giants, then we deserve whatever is coming our way. I will say this, though. We are not afraid of the Giants.
Dude, all that's missing is the Curb to the Enthusiasm credits, and that is gold.
Clip it right now.
I mean, dude, if you're losing, I am putting that up on my Twitter immediately.
If there's anything I have confidence in, it is that our 13 out of the last 14 streak will continue against the Giants. Okay, now I don't care how bad our defense is. We are terrible, and yet I'm still not afraid of the Giants. Why is that? Because I watched HBO. All right, I was in there. Joe Shane is your GM. He should have re-signed Saquon.
Jerry Jones is your GM. What's your point?
Okay, listen, we can't control that, though. That's the difference. They can. You understand what I'm saying? They can control that. We can't. That's all I'm saying.
Did anyone see the clip of Joe Shane's kid? Basically, he was like, draft Jaden Daniels. And Joe Shane was like, nah. And he's like, you only get this job once. You should trade up and get him. I was like, I like that kid. Maybe we hired the wrong Shane. Maybe we didn't bring in the right guy. But the kid he's got cojones on him.
That was a question, one of the chats about what about Jaden Daniels? Because damn, I mean, listen, it's only week 3 and into week 4, but that was a pretty damn good game from him on Monday Night Football. Impressive. And dude, that man took a shot. That was a beautiful throw to Scary Terry.
It was one of multiple.
I'm happy for him, man.
It was a knockout blow too. He ended it. He was like, nah, I think we should win. How about we just take care of business?
And not just that, he was doing that throughout that entire drive, converting 3rd and 4th downs left and right. The 4th down pass, really clutch, finds the wide open receiver in the seam. And he had a couple big plays to also Terry McLaurin. Not just that, but in the second quarter, I believe. He beat double coverage. Cam Taylor-Britt, by the way, have a good job getting beaten by that college offense, Cam. Really appreciate you. But I mean, as I said, he looked really good. And I know Cincinnati's defense has huge problems, but I mean, he looks the best out of the rookie quarterbacks so far. And a lot can change because remember, Mac Jones looked like the best of the rookie quarterbacks in 2021, and look how that turned out. A lot can change quickly.
Thank you.
Now, I have a question.
I'm not ready to crown Jaden Daniels just yet. Okay. He had one good game. I will give him that. He had one good game, but the first two he didn't even score a touchdown. So
well, first two games he still looked okay comparison to everyone else.
We need to
but how many good games has Bryce Young had?
One against the Packers last year, had that real good one against the Packers.
What I'm saying is this. If Jaden Daniels is on the Packers, do you think he's doing what he did with the Commanders?
Yeah,
if any quarterback is with the Panthers, I don't think.
Oh, the Panthers.
Oh, Panthers. You said Packers.
I was like, we made Malik Willis look like a star. So,
Andy Dalton.
I'm pretty confident that we can make Jaden Daniels look pretty damn good.
Here's the thing. Like, Panthers' offensive line is actually pretty good. And I think if they get guys with separation and you have a quarterback with confidence, I think they do well. I mean, Bryce Young is just shell-shocked.
Let's see how it plays out for the Panthers. It did look like Andy Dalton came in and sort of righted the ship. But it also looks like Malik Willis, back to Tom's point, is coming in and performing admirably. Are the Packers just playing garbage teams, or is Malik Willis getting the job done?
I mean, Malik Willis, the first game, they didn't really ask him to do anything. He threw the ball less than 15 times. It's first time he threw over 100 yards, first time he threw a passing touchdown, and he just didn't turn the ball over. There was a 50-50 ball that he threw to Romeo Doubs, who made an amazing catch, and this was against the Colts. And then last week against the Titans, the Titans are not a good football team, but, our defense was amazing, and Willis threw for over 200 yards. He was utilizing his feet. He had a rushing touchdown and over 60 yards on the ground. So I think it's just he looked a lot more comfortable this past week in the scheme. And I think LaFleur, I'm not going to lie, LaFleur has been coaching his ass off. And just like the different looks that they're giving him has been really fun to watch. And Love is limited in practice, but, he's been practicing. So he was really close last week. He was close the week before. So I'm hoping that he's back on Sunday. But, Willis, I'm just happy for him, man. Being able to go for a team we traded a 7th-round pick for him like a month ago. And 2-0.
With that being said, is there now a QB controversy in Green Bay?
I could ask the same about Trey Lance and Dak Prescott. I mean, what do we got with Trey Lance? You might as well see,
Yeah.
I think we're okay with the QB controversy right now. I think we're okay.
Okay, so no imminent QB controversy there. 5, go ahead.
Yes, I wanted to ask because we talked about the Bengals. They're 0-3. Which of the 0-3 teams can even has a shot at righting the ship, or are they all three of them just done? You got the Titans, you got the Jaguars, and the Bengals. Which one of those teams even gets to 500 at any point of the season?
Not the Titans. I will tell you that right now. The Titans QB play looks horrendous. And I actually called this because Will Levis played at Kentucky. I saw this man play. I do not know why scouts were listing this man so high. And now it is all coming to fruition. He's not that guy. Will Levis is not that guy. And we are seeing that he's not that guy in real time. I don't feel like there is any way the Titans can be a successful franchise with him as the quarterback.
So my question is, do you have more faith in the Jaguars right now or the Titans when we're starting to talk about, worst divisions and stuff like that? The AFC South, I think, is they're a front runner for contention there because the Colts, they're not playing their best football. They just won, but Anthony Richardson, still super young. We're seeing him develop. Will Levis has definitely not looked great. The offensive line doesn't look great for the Titans. The defense, which is usually really good, I think they're just gassed at this point. And then the Jaguars, they just got their ass kicked on Monday Night Football, and it was brutal. And the Jaguars, they had that collapse last season. I know, again, Trevor was hurt. They had a collapse last season, and now they're 0-3 to start this season. I'm concerned about a lot of things because the Titans, if Will Levis isn't the guy, they can get out of that. That's not going to be an issue, right? They just need to draft somebody or bring somebody in. With Trevor Lawrence, and I'm not saying it's all on Trevor Lawrence right now, but they just paid him $55 million a year. He's getting Jordan Love money. And they are just, everything is going wrong with the Jaguars right now. The offensive line looks bad. The QB play is bad. They can't really get a ground game going. Their defense is not getting, nothing is going well. So I think the Bengals are my 0-3 team that have a shot to right the ship because you do have Joe Burrow back there, and I like Trevor Lawrence a lot, but it just doesn't look like anything's clicking with Jacksonville right now.
It really doesn't whatsoever. I would have to second the Bengals for me, just because they have the best quarterback of that whole group. And it's still early. This is a very odd season. We're seeing a lot of powerhouse teams get off to a slow start. San Francisco 49ers also losing this past week, starting off 1-2. Bengals 0-3. So it's just really a weird season so far.
I know someone who's 3-0, baby.
3-0. Come on.
Speaking of a 3-0 team that no one expected.
Nobody believe me.
Let's transition to the Pittsburgh Steelers. They just played the Chargers, and they got a pretty good win out of that game. Tree, what did you like from that game specifically? Are you guys going to the Super Bowl? Is this your year?
I don't know. I mean, I like what I'm seeing so far. I'm going to be quite frank. The offense still needs some work. I like what Fields is doing, especially with the middle of the field. They've actually thrown to the middle of the field now, which truly appreciate that. I mean, considering it's not like the Kenny Pickett offense where you're just throwing the sides. I mean, the foolish part of me still thinks Kenny Pickett would have done well, but I don't know. He probably wouldn't have. But I will say, I mean, it was a tight game for the most part. The problem is the Chargers had a lot of injuries. Once Justin Herbert went down with that high ankle sprain, it's just the whole offense shut down. Well, if you look at the stats, like I think like late in the fourth quarter, the Chargers had -5 yards to the Steelers 211. So it just the defense clamped down. I mean, yeah, it could be a little worse, but I mean, saying, you know, negatives, it doesn't really work well for scoring points. But I mean, losing him, Joe Alt's out for a few weeks. Slater's probably going to be out this week. Bosa's banged up with an injury. It was a nightmare game for the Chargers, especially with all the injuries they dealt with, re-aggravating Justin Herbert's injury. Steelers have dealt with some injuries too. Fatanu's out for the year. Highsmith's going to be out for a few weeks, but Herbig's filled in pretty well. I think we should be okay there.
Fatanu's out for the year?
Fatanu, yeah, he aggravated an injury in practice. So he might be back for the postseason, but it's Broderick Jones time, also known as Brandon Parn's favorite player on the Pittsburgh Steelers. This week is going to be against the Colts. So you know what? We take it one game at a time. It is the most boring, miserable football in the world, but I wouldn't have any other way. We're going Super Bowl.
See, what I need is the Steelers.
Not a quarterback.
I need the Steelers to win to get out to like 6-1 or something. And then what they will do is what they always do is start playing down to their competition. Like in order to play down, you have to build up. So they're building up. This is the plot of the season is they're building up so that they can play down, and then old Steve's head over there will just explode when they lose to a team they should beat, or they let them hang around. Like say the Giants in October. Like that might be a thing.
No, if we're going to lose to any team under our competition, it'll be like the Commanders or the Bengals if they're like 0-8.
And you still have that final like third of the season where it's like all divisional games.
Yeah, and its sad part is it looks a little easier now because Cleveland does not look good.
No,
Deshaun is just a liability. They're dealing with injuries, especially in that offensive line. The Bengals have a lot more flaws than we thought they'd had, especially on defense. And the Ravens can't finish games. They're like a middle-aged man in the bed. They can't finish.
All right.
Wow.
Let's
okay.
Go back to the Browns a little bit. Let's go back to the Browns because they were taking on the New York Giants, and the Giants actually got a win. Are you happy about this, 5? Does this hurt your number 1 overall pick chances? Where are you in terms of things here?
You know, if we had a kicker, we would have beat the Commanders. We were better than them all day, all afternoon. And then we go out and we frustratingly beat the Browns, which is fine. If you start 0-3, I think only one team has made the playoffs in the last 25 years. That was the Rams or something. I don't even remember. 2018, something like that. So the Giants are sitting at 1-2, and now we have the optimism that maybe this won't be a disastrous season. And the defense actually looked pretty good, but at the same time, Deshaun Watson makes other defenses look really good. That's where you will see tonight if Dak can throw the ball downfield and get vertical. then it's going to be a long day for the Giants. But if they can somehow get to him, they're going to send a lot of blitzes. Thibodeau is going to come off the edge. You're going to see a lot of pressure tonight. And it was encouraging for them to win, but we're not talking tanking yet. We're talking optimism right now, which will probably be defeated and destroyed tonight.
My question to you is, do you want Daniel Jones to succeed? Meaning that you guys won't even think about drafting another quarterback. He's the guy.
He'd have to do what he did 2 years ago, which is win another playoff game. And I just don't know if we'll see. If he comes out and has a signature game tonight and he's got everyone around. The one thing that I've said this for years is he's always just off by a little bit. There was a play where Malik Neighbors got behind 2 Cleveland Browns defenders and he just missed them. And it's like a foot each time or several inches each time. And people are like, how can you put that on him? I'm like, because if you watch him for the last 4 or 5 years, he does this consistently where he just misses by a little bit. And then someone like Eli Manning, when he was out there, he would throw these awful balls that got caught. So I don't know if it's luck or skill or what, but Jones seems to be missed by like this much, and it's really annoying.
I'm not gonna lie though, like if the Giants, because here's the thing, we're talking about the Eagles, Scoots, right? The Eagles beat the Saints.
The Eagles beat the Saints, but that's also because their center got injured, and I feel like that affected the whole game going forward, honestly.
I mean, not just that. The Eagles repeatedly self-destructed. They should have won that game by 20.
The Eagles should not have won that game either. Like
they should have won that game. The problem is, like, they kept shooting themselves in the foot. Sirianni's not a good coach. Hurts keeps turning over the ball, and the problem is, like, they bring out Jake Elliott not in the 4th and short before half or at like the 35. They try him for a 60-yarder. Like what are we doing?
That was a poorly coached game by the Eagles.
It was.
That should have led to their defeat. But for whatever reason, Eagles tend to win those games. And it is so frustrating as a Cowboys fan watching a team that does everything in their power to lose still pull out a win. Shout out to Kellen Moore and the Kellen Moore experience.
Yeah, the Falcons got it done, though. Is Nick Sirianni the most overrated or just not even overrated? Is he like the most fraudulent coach in the whole, like, are they winning despite him?
Yes.
Yes. They're winning despite him and Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, who has had the most turnovers going back into last season. He leads everyone in turnovers. More than Trevor Lawrence? More than Trevor Lawrence, more than Josh Allen. Jalen Hurts has the most turnovers. Not interceptions, turnovers, so including fumbles.
Yeah.
Well, I was saying Will Levis, I'm pretty sure, is this season.
I thought it was Anthony Richardson. I know he leads in interceptions.
ARs look pretty bad.
It is Jalen Hurts. This man is
they have the Lions
leading.
Number, man. Their defense is looking good.
And there is one other game I would like to talk about, if any of you saw it. Actually, every member of Clickbait's team won this week, except mine. And so the Broncos actually were able to defeat the Tampa Bay Buccaneers 26-7. Bo Nix actually looking like a competent quarterback. Is this a thing, or is this just like a week 3 Jaden Daniels, every quarterback once in a while might have a good game? Or is Bo Nix finally coming into his own?
My question is, I don't know how the Bucs self-destructed like that.
They're pretty beat up right now.
They are. I know that would explain the running game. I mean, Vita Vea's out. I think that's a huge issue. But I mean,
that's a big.
They made them look like the 2015 Broncos. They had 7 sacks against Mayfield.
Yeah, the O-line couldn't block. Yeah.
So we're saying this is more an indictment on the Bucs than the Broncos actually being competent.
I think the Broncos did play well. I think you have to at least pounce on those opportunities, and Denver did. I just think Tampa Bay played vastly under their level. And I know Sean Payton apparently can't lose to Tampa Bay, but that was something.
Yeah, so there's a super chat that said that I had looked like a certain person because of this brown patch in my mustache that I can't get rid of. So if anyone knows how to dye hair completely gray, please let me know. The one thing is Bo Nix looked really good. He had a very athletic run, and I was shocked. That was a big upset. But what was worse was the fact that they didn't lose, so we didn't get to see Brandon like completely miserable headed into an O. Now he's got hope, and it's annoying. It's kind of annoying to hear Brandon.
I can feel
be
your
optimistic
jealousy from here, Five. I can
Hope
feel
is a
it.
dangerous
jealous.
It is a dangerous thing.
I mean, dude, trust
Hope
me.
is crazy.
I know about hopium. It's not good.
Yeah.
Speaking of hopium, we're now going to change our dialogue to the division that is the worst in the NFL. If you had to choose which division, what are you saying right now is the absolute worst in the NFL? Let's start with the NFC, then we'll go AFC, and then we'll crown a champion of the worst of the worst. Worst division currently.
I will vote for that. Is in the NFC, the NFC West to me is quite. The Seahawks are a little fraudulent. The Cardinals are hanging around. The Rams are banged up. The Niners are really banged up. It's going to take a while for the Niners to recover. So currently, if you're asking today who the most fraudulent, the tank division is, the NFC West. Like, they are just racing to the bottom over there. The Rams didn't even look good in beating the Niners. It was pretty ugly.
Well, if Ronnie Bell could make a catch, then they would have lost that game.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, I'm going to go and choose myself. I like this comment, NFC least. I think currently we are the worst division in at least the NFC, because the Cowboys, we are not playing how we should be playing. Anytime the Commanders are leading your division, you know something is wrong with that division. The Eagles look terrible. They could easily have lost every game they've played. The Giants are the Giants. It's just not looking good right now for the NFC East. I don't know. At least the NFC West has a 3-0 team currently. So I'm choosing the NFC East.
Yeah, I think for me in the NFC, it's not the West, because it's like Five said, like there's injuries there. But the Cardinals are still at least a solid football team. The Seahawks, their defense is looking really good. And they're waiting for Kenneth Walker to come back as well. So I wouldn't say the West, they just got to get healthy. Yeah, I'd say probably if we're going by conference, then it's probably the NFC East right this second. Just because Cowboys are not playing well. The Giants, they just won. The Giants and the Cowboys, they beat the same team, and that's not inspiring for anybody. And then over on the AFC, that's where it gets I think it's the South right now.
Yeah.
So
that one's easy.
I mean, the they're all worse than we all expected. Houston is the best, but they got punched in the mouth against Minnesota. And I mean, punched in the mouth.
Yes,
they can't stop taking penalties. And the problem is Laramie Tunsil, which is the strange part.
I did call a sophomore slump for Houston. I did think they were going to take a step back this year under CJ Stroud. I'm with you guys, though. AFC South looks terrible, led by the Titans. And it's crazy because the Titans may be worse than the Jaguars. We don't even know at this point.
If the Titans had a quarterback, they'd be at least 2-1. That's the problem. They don't.
I mean, I also want to say, too, the AFC North is not that far behind. Because
I mean, look, this team is 3-0. Like,
3-0.
Everyone's down 5.
Yeah.
I mean,
3-0.
this is why we're winning the division. We're all Super Bowl.
0-3 for the Bengals right now. Just right this second. 0-3 for the Bengals. The Ravens almost blew that lead against the Cowboys, and the Cowboys
and
are
they've
not
blown
playing
2
well
games
right now. And if we're saying they're one of the worst divisions, yeah, and it's not great.
That's how we go Super Bowl, man.
It's a weird year. If you had to say the best team in the league right now, you're saying it's who?
Before I say, I just want to ask you, Tom, how are you letting the Vikings get out to 3-0 in your division? And yeah, I'm blaming you, Tom, as the representative of the NFC
Packers didn't win the
North.
division last year. If it's anybody's house to defend, it's the Lions. So they're not doing their job.
I'm just saying, like, who's letting the Vikings run stuff right now? Because Sam Darnold looks like an MVP. Okay, like they might be the best team in the NFC. They might. I you know what? If I'm going to vote on a team, I'd say it's the Vikings. They crushed the Giants. They looked good. You know, they beat the Niners.
Two of the best teams in football.
Mm-hmm. And then
The
they
Vikings
beat the crap out of the Texans.
NFC team right now. And by best, I mean hottest, because we'll see if they can sustain this. But Sam Darnold is playing
lights
out.
On Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely. And the best AFC team, are we saying Bills or are we saying Chiefs? I feel like
Bills.
It's Bills.
Those are the only.
The Chiefs are escaping with Deus Ex Machina. The Bills are straight up crushing people left and right. And to be fair, the Dolphins and Titans do not look good, especially without Tua. But, I mean, if you look at the way Josh Allen's been performing, even with all their defensive players getting banged up, especially in their linebacking core, I would say that they have really sprung back into action. And I don't think anyone's going to take that division title from them, like at this point forward.
I would say the Bills are playing the best, but the Chiefs, they're always going to be there in January and possibly February. Like they're getting all the calls, they're getting all the breaks. This is what winning teams do. Things bounce their way. The Bills are playing the best, and this was the year. This is where I said I want the Bills to go to the Super Bowl. Okay, that's who I picked. But the Chiefs' magic is real. The Chiefs' BS is real. Roger Goodell is like, I need more Taylor Swift in the booth and her hot friends, and we're gonna make it happen. However we can make it happen, we'll make. I'm
going with the Bills right now. Josh Allen is looking like he has heard every single comment I have made about him on Twitter. He's playing very well this year. He's playing like a big dog. Okay, so. We'll see until someone is able to slow down this offense. But right now, I got Buffalo as the best team in the AFC and the Vikings as the best team in the NFC.
Yes. I will say this. I'm sorry, I cut you off, Tom. You're about to say something.
No, I was just going to respond to this.
Oh.
Yeah, you're good.
Oh. The last thing you want to do, though, is be named the MVP after the MVP candidate after 5 weeks or the best team. Because who was the best team last year after 3 or 4 games? The Dolphins. What happened to them? And then who took the title after that? The Eagles. What happened to them? And meanwhile, the whole time the Chiefs and the Niners were consistently stringing together wins, who met up in the Super Bowl? So I guess I get we got to talk, but like the last thing you want to do is be selected as the early MVP candidate or the early best team. You don't want that.
My biggest problem is this.
Tom, I did want to hear what Tom was going to say.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Tom.
Yeah, I mean Harbaugh right now I think is coming under a lot of fire. Ravens fans are starting to get a little peeved, to say the very least. So I don't know about like becoming the Nick Sirianni or anything, but I think he's a well-respected coach that's going to get a lot more leeway because of what he's done in the league and how long that he's been there. But it's 3 weeks, so it's way too early to tell if they don't rebound, because let's be very honest, if the Ravens don't make the playoffs, and again, we are very far from that point. If they don't make the playoffs, then it's going to be significant, because last year was their year. They were the best team in football. They got the number 1 seed and they couldn't get it done. They were able to beat the Texans, but then they got dog walked by the Chiefs. So I think it's going to depend on if they make the postseason. They went and got Derrick Henry. That was their big move, and we'll see. Too early to tell, but
unnecessary roughness on J Money.
That is true.
First down.
My thing is this, though. If you're going to get on teams for having poor games during the regular season, I was told the only thing that matters is the postseason. You can't pile on the Cowboys now.
Yeah, we can.
I mean, you can, but the point is, like, isn't the playoffs the only thing that matters? That's what you guys say. We just suck in the playoffs.
But what if they don't make the playoffs?
Yeah, but Scooter, you were all in on them when they were so good in the regular season. So now they're so bad. We can't have our cake and eat it, too. We got to go one or the other.
For the haters saying it's all about the postseason, don't switch up now and say, oh, you guys suck in the regular season. if the postseason is the only thing that matters.
As I said, you have to make the postseason before we even talk about
it. The Cowboys will be making the postseason.
Are you sure about that? Dude, you can't stop a running game. Your defensive coordinator is Mike Zimmer. Your head coach is Mike McCarthy. You have no wide receiver.
I would wager the Cowboys will have a better record than the Steelers to end the season.
Oh, okay. All right. So first of all, that's a great segue.
Dallas Cowboys will have a better record than the Steelers, and the Steelers might not be making
Can we get a wager?
I mean, the Steelers are guaranteed 9-8. I mean, we're obvious about that. I mean, I'm expecting that's going to happen eventually. But what I'm saying is, you're downplaying your own team and still trying to act like you're hot shit. Anything. I'm sorry, you nearly beat a team that's known for choking. If you lose to the Giants, I am dogpiling you. That's all I'm saying.
If you lose to the Giants, it's never talking again. That's
I'm not.
We are putting the permanent mute button on you, like we are in around the horn. We are doing that whole mic for like an hour straight.
Oh, there's a lot at stake tonight.
To the Giants, I'm not coming back to clickbait.
That's fair. That's
okay. That's actually fair.
Wow, Scooter is wagering his.
There's nothing else for me to say. I do not.
The Giants, you were so coming back.
But I mean, you are going to talk about it though, Scooter.
Absolutely not. I'm out. This has been a fun ride. I appreciate every one of you guys. But yeah, there's nothing left to say. If we lose to the Giants, it's a wrap. But I do appreciate you guys, though.
You got to take your L like a man. Honestly, I hope you turn into this. Industrial accident salt level. That's what I'm hoping for, man.
Oh, my gosh. We do have a lot on the line here. I don't know what the percentage is for teams starting 1-3 and making the playoffs, but I feel like, again, not that high. Not that high.
A little bit of trivia. The only team to win a Super Bowl after starting 1-3 is the 2001 New England Patriots. That team was not good until Drew Bledsoe got hit.
Thank Mo Lewis for that, New England.
Mm-hmm.
My gosh.
All right. Are we gonna get a bet between Scooter and Tree? And Scooter already wagered his membership as a cast member of the show. So Tree versus Scooter on who has a better record, the Steelers
let's do that.
Cowboys.
We'll do that bet the week we play the Steelers. Let's do that. Let's save that.
Fair enough.
For this.
If you're still on the show, I mean,
the run could be coming to an end. We'll have to vote. True. We'll have to vote you back on if something happens tonight.
Out.
We're gonna drag you. We're gonna drag you.
All right. So what do we think is happening tonight? Who you got winning?
I have
Cowboys 40-14 over the Giants. 40-14. Book it.
With that run defense?
That's why they're getting the 14.
Too bad they don't have Saquon. They could have actually run the ball better, but it's fine.
Devin Singletary's been pretty good, though.
No, he's
not been Saquon.
Saquon literally has won all the games for the Eagles. All three. Literally. It was Saquon.
Mm-hmm.
Well, he actually lost the game because he didn't catch a dump-off pass, but...
Yeah, it's either he won or lost in the game.
The other ones.
No in between. I have the Cowboys.
You see, I always liked you, Tom. I don't know if I've ever told you this, Tom. I appreciate you.
Well, I mean, Scooter, you should beat the Giants.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying.
I mean, yeah, I don't think you liked me last January.
He's trying to butter you up just so he can pile on you later.
That's in the past.
I have the Cowboys winning because if they don't, I want to be pleasantly surprised with my laughter. But I do think I don't think the Cowboys really shouldn't lose this game. They really shouldn't. And if they do, it's bad. I gotta be honest though, it's a divisional game. You never know, but the Cowboys have owned the Giants for quite some time. This shouldn't be necessarily a close game either.
40-14.
But we'll see. We'll see.
All right. I'm honestly think it's going to be a lot closer than 40-14.
Tree.
I think it's going to be a walk-off field goal by Brendan Aubrey.
Tree.
60-yarder.
Be for real, bro.
I'm not joking, dude. The Broncos beat the Buccaneers last week.
They're not the Giants. Daniel
the Giants,
Jones.
They beat the Browns. They have a decent defensive line.
Daniel Jones.
The Clips.
I'm just saying, man, it's not about Daniel Jones. You don't need Daniel Jones where you've Malik Neighbors making catch after catch and saving like 3 interceptions. That's what I'm going to say. I'm not saying this because I hate you, Scooters, because I think the Cowboys have serious flaws
3 points
that need to be addressed.
3 points.
Yeah, 3 points.
Okay.
Make it again, and it's going to be 2. And that is me, Golf Soldier. Well, we got praise to Jeebus. And speaking of punishments, I actually have my punishment ready. I actually have it uploaded. I have not seen this yet. Nick Kovac actually edited it. This is about me sweating for the name of Russell Wilson. And I finished this up, and it's going to be absolute cringe from the way I'm afraid this. Let's go.
Hey, what's up, Clickbait? And I know exactly what you're thinking. Why is my pasty white self sitting on this finely dilapidated softball field? It's got some good mileage on it, and I know that's the reason why I'm here. I have to sweat in this finely forged Russell Wilson autographed jersey, and just like Pittsburgh, he is forging. And I know I put my own autograph on there. I don't care. Since this is about Russell Wilson, why don't we pay a little tribute to him? Russell Wilson was once a minor league baseball player. So the best way to honor the ride? Practice some baseball really poorly. Let's get it. Throw some baseballs. Throw all the baseballs. We're going to throw like Russell Wilson. You ready to see my noodle arm? I'll be like Derek Jeter, but without the athleticism or the ability or the likability. Want to see how bad I can throw?
Oh,
Hey.
gosh, that hurt
I
my
actually
eyes.
expected to miss. I don't know what the fuck.
Oh, there you go.
That's
That's
better.
good mechanics. That's better mechanics right there. There you go.
I got a ways to go. It's bad.
And it's not in
I told you it's
go.
bad.
Next with the World Series.
Just throw balls around for an hour.
That's what I do. Right. Just like Bo Nix this Sunday. Or last Sunday. So much ball. Balls on Dan Cam. Look at this shit.
I told you it's bad.
This music is sensational.
It's great. I love it. Look at the sweat. It's going.
Practicing me.
What's going on here?
I just gotta get the safety.
Oh, God.
High knees on the airplane. High knees.
There's a lot of sweat.
Gotta ride for Russell Wilson. High knees. Now bring it in deep, boys. Bring it in deep. And really feel that Russell Wilson inside you. Scratch that. That came out really weird. It's not high knees, but at least be high on my knees.
Someone clip this immediately.
Yeah, I just did want a loogie. What do you want to do about it? Russell Wilson. Look at all this sweat, baby. Whoever you are, this is all yours. Let's ride.
That's the first time I've seen that. Nick, good job, man. I was out there for like a couple hours. I actually had some like tea work done too, but it's just like it was bad. I told you my throwing form's bad. And I realized I'm like, man, I suck.
This is what your money goes to, chat. Speaking of money, is there anything else that we missed before we can get to the countdown?
I did not make a prediction on the game tonight.
Yeah,
I am going to decline to make a prediction. That is all I'm going to have to say.
You can't decline to make a prediction.
No.
What's the score going to be? How close to 40-14 will the score be?
It's going to be a low-scoring game. It's going to be 20-18, something like that.
Okay.
It's going to be a boring, not so exciting game, and the Giants are going to win. So I will not be seeing you next Thursday, Scooter. if you can be the most confident person on earth, Scooter, and then have it go wrong and then still get up and wake up and just go about your daily life. Like every year you say that the Cowboys, like, this is our year, and then it doesn't happen. And then you just go up and you live a happy life. I get to do that too. I get to be an optimist. I get to say the Giants are going to win tonight.
Is that what I sound like to you guys? Do I sound how 5 sounds right now?
Pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. Delusional.
Dang. I need to examine myself.
That's what I am right now.
I mean,
the Giants are not going to win, but it would be nice for me to say that. And you know what? Screw it. I'm the worst fan. I never talk smack. I never hype up my team. I never make bold predictions. Tonight, I'm making a bold prediction. Giants win.
I mean, honestly,
24-21.
I hope you do.
On some BS.
I will laugh with you, man. I will.
It's in New York.
I will clip that thing around 12 minutes in. I think it was like 12 minutes in live when you were talking all that smack. I am plopping that on Twitter.
Plop this on Twitter too. There's a 0% chance the Giants are garbage. They have Daniel Jones as their quarterback, and they should have re-signed Saquon. Cowboys 40-14. America's team will rise again. This is our get-right game. Let's go, boys. Add that in there, too. Add that.
Your predictions go as better as well as me throwing a baseball. It's not good.
And we're streaming it. It.
Oh,
We're both streaming it. I'm streaming tonight as well. So on both of our channels, there might be a phone call involved.
I'm going over to 5 stream once we reach 40 points.
I will invite you in if that happens.
How dare you guys say the Giants even have a chance? Tree talking about a 3-point game. Be for real, Tree.
Oh, no, it's real. It's
okay.
real.
Go to the countdown.
I mean, it'll be a 3-point game. I said you were going to win, though, man.
Someone go to the countdown.
Let's count it down. Somebody.
Oh, yeah. We've come to the end again, my friends.
Scooter sweating like a tree.
20, 19, 18, 17, 16, 15, 4. The Giants beating the Cowboys are what we're waiting for. Scooter saying he knows the score at the end. But 5 says not so fast, my friend. Nay, nay. NFC sucks.
Like that, I feel like that was one of the best. That was one of the best rhymes to the end, the very end. Like everything else, on point. Like an elbow.
Thank you. I made $140.81. Appreciate you.
Crap.
I made fit at $293.
Crap.
I made. How much you made, Tree?
Scooter, how much you make? You first.
I think Tree.
You're playing tonight.
I think Tree loses.
Yeah, I think Tree won because I only made $231.30.
He got $300 to start with.
I am 509.
509.
I want to see Tree in that Chipotle costume. That's what I want to see. I want to see Tree in that. Do we have it?
Oh, crap.
I thought I uploaded it.
I thought that was going to be for Brandon or something.
I got mine.
Please.
Wow.
I need to see Tree.
Can it be that and you have to like either go pick up, it could be the drive-through, like you gotta go
actually buy Chipotle? I can do that.
Yes.
Right, oh yeah. I'll get some DoorDash or something.
I went to Chipotle.
No. Like if you walk into Chipotle and say DoorDash first, Tree, and just pick it up and then subtly walk out, that would be so freaking hilarious.
Here's my problem.
Oh my
gosh. I don't have anyone to record that. So what do I do?
Literally just have your phone out so you're just recording yourself. Like, you know what I mean?
Or set up the tripod.
Hey, I'm just looking up my my order here. Yeah, can I get this, and this? Okay, thank you.
I'm so glad.
I mean, it's already on. Hang on to the door. I'll just grab it. I'll get my drink. I'll be like, what's up?
You have a great excuse to talk to a young lady. You can be wearing the Chipotle outfit and be like, hey, look, I'm a YouTuber. If you could just help me out and film me pick up this order.
No,
I'm sure.
Oh, you have 600,000 subscribers? Yeah, get out of here. You're amateur. Like, nobody cares.
So what do we got coming
out?
I'll be streaming tonight.
Yeah, I will also be streaming tonight. It'll be a triple header of streaming.
Also, and then I think streaming tonight.
I will not be streaming. I am working on MLB Postseason Haters Guide. I'm also having a White Sox video for Lost 121, but they keep winning, so it's still getting delayed.
They'll lose tonight. They'll lose tonight.
They won. They won. They swept the Angels.
5 is next. Okay. All right. Chipotle costume. We're agreeing on this, right? We have voted.
Send me the link,
Everyone,
and I will get
hands in the middle. All right.
It is decided.
Order under the name Huge Ass.
Huge Ass.
My God, we'll see you next week.
I know I have a huge.
We love y'all.
This has been another.
You'll not be seeing Scooter next week. You're done. You're finished.